Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise. Hope you guys are doing really well. As always, sending you big hugs and tons of love. So anyway, this video is devoted to answering Libby's question over at Meister Tarot. She wanted to know if Gregory Abbott would be held accountable for his putting razor wire in the water and other cruel and inhumane acts against people trying to get across the border in Texas. So, yeah, it's heartbreaking. So I'll do my best to read on this and see what's going to come through for him. And meanwhile, let me just swap out cameras here and get it going. Okay, hold on. Okay, so as usual for legal purposes, I use the Kipper. So this is Cheryl Marchetti's Kipper. Oh, my goodness. So I guess these buoys are like wrecking size, ball size. And with the razor wire being strung across even private property, all this is happening without permission. And then there's other reports of bulldozers. And I guess he's been, so bulldozers, imagine bulldozers going across private property. And state troopers being concerned. And I guess, what's his name, Abbott, he's been doing this for a couple of years. He just keeps escalating things. So let's see, okay. Oh, the other little piece I heard on the news about this is that the DOJ gave them, just gave not only Abbott, but I think his AG in the state of Texas or whatever, like they can all be sued. They gave him a deadline for 2 p.m. today. And the deadline was to, of course, remove the buoys and the barbed wire because Abbott especially is in violation of, what was it called? The Rivers and Harbors Act. Because they didn't, of course, get permission. He's just, he's awful. This guy's just awful. He's right up there with Stephen Miller. Okay, so how's this going to go? How will this go for Governor Abbott? Right there, okay. Oh. All right, hold on. Let me just get things lined up here, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now this will go faster. Okay, so he will at least be restricted, even more than he is, in his own physical body and his own. Oh yeah, okay. So here's our DOJ card coming through here. Yeah, oh, and then there's the water. This would be our card for the water. Also, this is our card for immigration. Okay, so opening up the reading here, there's a painful loss and ending. Because remember, this is what will be happening to Governor Abbott. Painful loss and ending. Because he's taken a risk to try and work this the way he wants it. But there's a community working against him. And it's, a lot of people in Texas as well as the rest of the country. We will have charges being pressed against him. So I think probably what's going to happen, I'm guessing that the only reason for getting these cards is that, look at this one over here too. Yeah, and there we go. Excuse me. The only reason this is going to happen is because he's going to say no. He's just going to keep doing whatever he wants. So this is the DOJ pressing charges, and with the house card here, I have a feeling that this is Governor Abbott's creative, like almost like Ku Klux Klan, attitude. There's a clannish attitude with this card. So there's going to be a painful loss and ending because of his clannish behavior and actual, physical actions. This has to do with his assets. This has to do with land and property and real estate. So, of course, this would be relating to our private property people who are rising up because he's gone in, he's taken the risk to go in and, use heavy equipment, bulldozing property. And here's the law against that, and the charges being pressed, and the loss to Governor Abbott. And not only loss to Abbott, but anyone who is in partnership with him. And this could also be something that affects his marriage, but most of all, business partnership. And, to have the despair card right here is also, this is his dark night of the soul, probably 7.0 or whatever. This guy's got to be just stuck. This is also a card of violence, and this would be to immigrants, to, the migration process, especially even people trying to, because we do have asylum-seeking laws in the USA. It's like, dude, read your Constitution, So anyway, right here in the center, we have this card of giving to get, and it knights up here to his risky, tendencies to. So he's going to actually lose money. The only way to mess up the money cards in the deck is to have negative cards next to them, and we do here and here, and here and here and here. Okay, so he's going to get what he's been giving. And it'll be in terms that he can really relate to because it's loss of money, loss of support. And his reputation here is, going down the toilet. His giving to get will be met with something that has to do with children being, immigrant children being hurt. Right? Look at this community. Look at this line down here, this diagonal line from the community up. This is telling me that there's teamwork within the community in Texas who are working hard to restrict him. I don't know if he'll actually be locked up, but there is restriction here. And the DOJ is restricted a little bit of ways for now. They have to do their step-by-step process, I'm sure, where they give notice, like they're doing. They just gave notice with a 2 p.m. deadline today, to literally, this is a stop card, to stop. New notice, here's the notice to stop. And here's with this center line down here, center column. This one is very important. So here's his notice that's being given. I think he's just going to throw it back out there and not do anything. And then in his future, here again, let's see, how many, do we have all the money cards here? We do. There are only 4 in the deck, and here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is going to affect him financially, which is the only way to hurt these kind of people. Well, one of the ways, lock them up, take away their money and lock them up. That gets them. Let's see, and then unexpected. Well, I think he's not expecting for hands to turn and wash over so quickly, for this to quickly be thrown out of his hands, because he's restricted. And he's restricted by the documents and communications that are coming from the DOJ. And then with this diagonal line here, his reputation as someone who is lying and cheating is going to be proven. Like if something does go to court, it's going to be proven that he's been taking money from very dark places. That's interesting. I'm reading here in different layers, so let's see. So let's keep going, because there's this major. Yeah, okay. So the people he is in partnership with in order to receive money, that whole teamwork, that will be revealed at some point. And there might be a woman, who's a secret donor, a secret money, secret donor. So in the future, this is him. His cheating won't work. He'll be in crisis. Our concern card here in the Kipper is just like the tower in the tarot. Not the tower in the Lenormand. It's a very different meaning, but the tower in the tarot. So this is his own self-sabotage, his own destruction, his own crisis. And it's not just a tower moment, because this card doesn't let up. This is like our Nine of Swords, except for it's not just a nightmare or a headache or a bad night. It's, and then on another level too, when I combine all these cards, I've got that he has lots of money coming into him, but and maybe this is his wife, and maybe there is something about his wife here. But I've got drug addiction and alcoholism, one or the other or both here. He could be dual addiction going on here. So if that isn't what's going on now, it will be in the future, because he's not winning. Okay, we have opening up the reading, loss, legal loss right here. And then we have the future where, I don't know, lost to a person who has that little of power in the first place. And, I keep feeling, I'm just so drawn, maybe because this card's just right in the center, but I keep feeling like there's a connection here to his wheelchair that he's in, and something flipping, and it has to do with, money loss. And there's something to do with children, trying to protect children. To put razor wire in the water, my God. Like, what in the world? I mean, that it's inhumane. So I do see loss. I hope he's locked up, but he's already locked up, in his own mind and body, just because he's so hateful. There's no, how do you open up to joy and love when you're that hateful? It's impossible. So when you can't open up to love and joy in the positive way, which is opening your heart and loving, you still, because every human being has a real need for pleasure, then what happens is and this is like one of the keys to addiction, is that if you can't find pleasure in the positive ways, you go towards the negative ways. And so here we have, drugs and alcohol going on here. Man, but this one is really sick. It's more than just like the Tower card here, because this is our card for feeling very helpless, someone who's very insecure and depressed. It's even a card for obsessive control disorder. So, and he's just, he doesn't understand the way life works. Maybe he thinks because he's been suffering, that other people are supposed to suffer. And who does he think he is? Does he think he owns the entire state of Texas? I mean, what is he doing? It's insane. So anyway, it's not good. And I hope, you know what? I hope I haven't triggered anyone out there who's dealing with their drug or addiction issues. But yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that. I'm sorry if that happened. And what I would say about it is just if you're opening up to love, all kinds of love in the universe within, you'll eventually heal. I have so much respect. Honestly, I have tremendous respect for people who have gone through any type of an addiction and come through full circle, because I think it's just such a normal part of life to, at least in some lifetimes, to have to go through that. But more power to you if you are working your way through that. My heart goes out to you, and I know you'll be fine. I know you'll work it through. So eventually, no matter when. Anyway, I'm going to get this uploaded and stop yammering on. Okay, big hugs, you guys. Bye.